Hey, what's up, my friends? Todd Falcone here. Welcome back to another episode in this Prospecting Mastery series. If you caught last week, talking about the importance of and why you need to follow up, at the very tail end of that little session, I referenced that I would tell you about my 3 strikes and you're out rule. And I think this is one of the most powerful things that you can do and incorporate into your follow-up routine, and it's something that I've been teaching. I've been doing it for years. Way back in the day, prior to like caller ID. I mean, everybody's got caller ID now. So you follow up with somebody. I operated from a position of desperation for so long, and I found out it was not serving me. And I would be calling people umpteen times and calling and hanging up, and they didn't even know it because they didn't have caller ID. Now, you call somebody because you're following up with them, and you hang up, and then you call them 20 minutes later, and you hang up, and then they see on their caller ID that you called 28 times. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of showing a little bit too much desperation, don't you think? It's probably, they're thinking, I don't know if I want to join this person. I mean, man, they 28 times in the last 12 hours? That's kind of insane. They might block your number or something, right? So obviously we don't want to do that. So, and you don't have to. So what you can do is you can incorporate something called the 3 strikes and you're out rule. Let me run you through it really quickly. So I'm talking to Bob. Bob and I chat. Bob, I just launched this business. I'm super pumped about what I'm doing. I'd love to show you what I'm up to. I got this 15-minute video. If I send you this video, when can you take a look at that in the next 24 hours? And he's like, I can look at it tomorrow morning when I get, before I go to work. I'm like, cool. And then I schedule a time to get back to Bob because he said he could look at it tomorrow morning. I say, Bob, when can I get back to you? You can watch the video in the morning. Are you going to be available to chat in the morning? He goes, well, I'm going to watch it in the morning, and then I'll be free when I get home from work after 5. I'm like, well, does 5 work or 6? Which one's better for you? He goes, 6 is great. And so I set up this follow-up appointment with Bob at 6 p.m. the next day. And so what I do is, I've got it in my calendar, just like you will, and it says, and you have to forgive me here, but this is exactly what I do. It says FU Bob, or excuse me, Bob FU1. Okay, and it stands for follow-up, okay? FU1, Bob FU1. Now that means that I know in my calendar that this is my first follow-up with Bob. So when I call Bob at 6 o'clock tomorrow and his phone rings, only one of 2 things happens. Either he answers or he doesn't. So the 3 strikes and you're out rule is really for when people no-show on you. So Bob no-shows on me. Let's say, like if he showed up, then we would have a chat. Bob, did you watch the video? I did. Awesome, isn't it? He's like, great. I'm like, what did you like the most about what you saw? I love this, that, and the other. And do you have any questions I can address for you? 3-way call, whatever. So that's a little different situation than the 3 strikes and you're out rule. So Bob, let's say tomorrow is Tuesday, okay? So my first follow-up, my FU1, my first follow-up with Bob, this is a scheduled follow-up, is Tuesday at 6 p.m. I'm going to leave Bob a message. I'm going to say, Bob, Todd Falcone, we had a scheduled time to chat. I hope you're doing great. Listen, here's my number. I know you got it, but give me a buzz back whenever you're free. If you catch my voicemail, it means I'm just on the other line. I'm super busy tonight, but would love to connect with you and address any questions that you might have about the video, whatever. So, and you're positive, you're upbeat. It's not like, what the hell? Why? What's wrong with you? Why did you flake on me? None of that, right? So now what I'm going to do, so that was Tuesday. I'm going to give Bob 48 hours to return my call. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'm going to drop Bob in my calendar because he no-showed and I left him a voicemail message for Thursday. And it doesn't matter what time. I mean, Bob says he gets home at 5, so maybe this time it's at 7 or 7:30, and I'll just put Bob FU2. This means follow-up number 2. This is based on a no-show, okay? Now, if Bob has called me back in the interim, that's fine, but let's say Bob hasn't called me back, so now it's Thursday, and it's not a scheduled appointment, and FU2 is not a scheduled appointment, only the FU1, the first follow-up. So this second one, let's say Bob answers, great, we have a chat. Bob doesn't answer, I'm going to say, Bob, Todd Falcone here, left you a message a couple days ago. We had a meeting on Tuesday. Hope you're doing great. Listen, whenever you get a chance and you want to further our conversation about this biz, let me know. Here's my number. Have an amazing night. Chat soon. Staying positive, staying upbeat, not sounding desperate, whatever. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give Bob time to get back to me. I'm gonna actually now give him 4 days. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So this total time frame is essentially a 7-day follow-up. So I talked to Bob on Monday originally. I had a meeting with him on Tuesday that was scheduled. He didn't show up. That was my FU1. Thursday's my FU2. And now to schedule my third and final follow-up with Bob is going to be on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So on Monday, and it's going to say Bob, FU3, and I know that's my third strike in the 3 strikes and you're out rule. And my message might be something like this. Bob, Todd Falcone here. Listen, left you a couple messages. I hope you're okay. Listen, based on the fact that I haven't heard from you, it sounds like this might not be a good time for you. No worries, man. Here's my number. I know you got it. If you want a further conversation about this business, you let me know. Have a great day. We'll see you. Something like that. And I'm done with Bob at this point. And by the way, just so you know, I would never follow up with any prospect unless I wanted them in my business. The fact that Bob has not shown up or not called you back may show that he's not interested. But here's why you don't freak out and panic. Go, what the heck is wrong with you? Why don't you? You're lame. I thought you were good, but you're flaky. I would never do business with a flaky dude like you. Because Bob, if you pull that, Bob might call you back and go, listen, my mother died. Or I was in a car accident, or my daughter was ill with this, or something took place, and then you're going to feel terrible about yourself. And more often than not, something went awry. Sometimes they're just not getting back to you, and they don't have the intestinal fortitude to say, I'm not getting back to you. But, the reason we don't freak out is because a lot of times things happen in people's lives. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Bob, and I'm going to put him 30 to 60 days out of my calendar, somewhere in that time frame. No less than 30, no more than 60. So if it was July 15th, that my last third and final one, it might be August 15th to September 15th. And I'll just drop them somewhere in there. And in my calendar will say Bob FU4. And that, for me, I know that this is kind of like my 30 to 60 day follow-up with somebody that no-showed on me. And this is what I'll do. Now I'm catching Bob out of the blue. I haven't called him in between. I've on to other prospects. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not trying to get Bob again. This is good rules for you. Now you have rules in which to abide by to make your follow-up super easy. And so now I'm just going to say, now it's, let's say, 45 days out. Ring, ring. Hi, this is Bob. Hey, Bob, Todd Falcone. How's it going? He's like, oh, my gosh, Todd, I'm so sorry. I know you called me. My job went crazy, or this happened or that happened. I'm like, hey, dude, no worries, man. I just want to get back to you because the last time we chatted, you're pretty excited about what we were doing. My business is growing, and just want to see if you're open to, having another conversation about, taking a peek at this business. Oh, yeah, no, I definitely do. Whatever. Or no, I'm not. Either way is fine. But now you got rules to follow. You got the 3 strikes and you're out rule. This is easy. Now you're not like, how many times do I call? When do I call? And if you follow this with all of your prospects, it's going to make your follow-up so much easier. That's my 3 strikes and you're out rule, okay? Pretty simple. So, don't know where you're at? You might be on my YouTube channel. Love you guys. Appreciate you. If you're on my podcast on audio, appreciate you as well. The rest of the details on this episode and others, toddfalcone.com/episode 189.